Hi, everybody. This is a little spontaneous live. My kid is just with a new babysitter for the first time, so not for very long, but we have a little bit of time. And I wanted to show you how to do Jala Neti, which is a yogic cleansing practice that we use to clean the nasal passages with salt water. And some of you have wanted to know more about that. So I just wanted to show it to you, and I will invite some of you as well. See if you can spontaneously come online. Go. Okay, great. So yes, Jala Neti. So Jala Neti is in the practice of nasal cleansing with salt water with the help of a neti pot, and a neti pot looks like this. And yeah, this is the one that I got in India. It's made from plastic. It's great for traveling, and since I've been traveling so much since or until May, this is always the one I have. But originally, I had a really nice ceramic one in Austria, a green one. And the one I recommend for you is also definitely ceramic. That's the best material to use. But yeah, I got this one at my second yoga teacher training, so it's also a precious souvenir for me. Yeah, what is important is that when you buy one, that this nozzle here at the end of the spout, that it fits perfectly into your nostril. It should be exactly the right size. Yeah, so what we will do is we will fill this with water, and we will add a little bit of salt, and then let water run in at one nostril and out at the other to remove mucus and pollution from the nasal passages and sinuses. And this is really excellent to prevent and manage respiratory tract diseases, and to help to maintain just general good health of ears, eyes, and throat. And when you have a slight cold, this is also excellent to get better much sooner by just continuously washing away the mucus and the bacteria. And to me, this is just a bit like, this is everyday hygiene. This is like brushing my teeth for me. I wouldn't want to live without my morning Jala Neti. And yeah, I just feel like life is not the same once you experienced it. It's not only that you will breathe much more freely, but your sense of smell gets better too. And it's just like, to me, this is very refreshing, and it's like a shower in the morning. It really wakes you up. I love that. And yeah, so little notes before I show you how to actually do this. So if you had operations in your nose, then this might be excellent for you, because it will give you a little bit more room to breathe properly through your nose, or it might just not work at all for you. So if you had operations, then your nasal passages are maybe a little bit crooked and different than they normally are. So you have to be just very gentle and see if you can get the water through comfortably or not. And when to not use this is when you have a really bad cold already and your nose is completely blocked. And don't do this, because these passages are all connected, and then it could go into your ear and you could get an ear infection as well. We don't want that to happen. So this is really good to use at the beginning of a cold, or if you do it daily like me, then you will probably never get colds, because the bacteria is just continuously removed. And if you often bleed from your nose, then please also don't do this practice, because it will, if your skin is very thin inside and it keeps opening already, then the salt water will just irritate it. Good. Okay, so to start this practice, we fill the neti pot with water at body temperature. That's very important. It's not cold, it's not lukewarm, it's quite warm, but not hot. So really body temperature. And yeah, and you add like a quarter tablespoon of salt. And in the beginning, you have to find out how much salt is just right for you. So before you start, just taste the water, and it should taste like soup, like good soup. So salty, but not too salty. And adding the salt will ensure that your mucous membranes will not be irritated. So if the water does burn in your nose, then you will know that you have either used too little or too much salt, and then you just have to taste it. If it's too tasty, then pour a little bit of water out and pour a little more unsalted water in. And if it's not salt enough, if it's not like soup, if it tastes like soup that you would want to add salt to, then do that. And what you do to practice, one second. What you do to start the practice when the water and the salt is inside is you insert the nozzle into your right nostril, or whichever nostril you start with, and then you tilt your head forwards and to the side, and you start to breathe through your mouth, and then you just tilt the pot until water starts to run in through the right nostril, and it will come out at the left nostril. And then you just wait until all of the water has flown out, but the last little bit of water, leave it inside, because that's where the salt has accumulated. So you don't want to have that much salt in your nose. So it's really important to stir the salt in well with the water before you start, and just the last little bit, leave that. And then you fill the pot again with salt and water, and you do it to the other side. And in between time, when you're done one nostril, you just blow out water through your nostril like this. And then you insert it into the other nostril, and then you tilt your head forwards and to the side again, and you breathe through your mouth. And then you tilt the pot and let the water run into the left nostril and run out of the right. And you leave the last little bit in there again. And then you blow out water forcefully like this again through both nostrils. And then you can really blow your nose. And at the end of this practice, what is really good is if you lie down in child pose onto the floor, because the rest of the water can come out. So it's really two phases. It's washing the nasal passages, but you also need to dry them, which is very important, especially in cold weather, because if you go out and you still have this water inside, then you might get a cold, and you don't want that. So yeah, and this practice is amazing in winter, especially if it's cold, because the air gets so dry with the radiator on, and this is just great to keep all these passages moist, like they should be. Great, so this is it, and I really hope that those of you who wanted to know more about this practice will enjoy it, and some others of you as well. And if you have any more questions about this, then don't hesitate to ask me. And in the meantime, I'm wishing you lots of love. Bye-bye.